my live videos. I think we're good. Hey, Facebook. Hey, Facebook. We are good. Yes, we're live. Great. Okay, so I figured it out. Listen, Facebook and their new overhaul that they did on their platform is causing me so much grief. They have moved things, they have shifted things, they have sifted things, but I don't know why. I'm surprised at this being the state of affairs, given the state of affairs for the entire year, right? But it is, I admit, it is a little frustrating to go to sleep one night and things are, everywhere, everything is where it's supposed to be, and then you wake up the next morning and then everything is just moved. Like, there's simple things that I'm having a hard time trying to figure out. Like, one thing, and maybe somebody in the group can help me out. One thing that Facebook did is, like, my page, my Nick Scott page, is not showing up as a page anymore. Like, it's now showing up like a Facebook profile. It's so bizarre what's going on. So I'm trying to work through some of the newness that's going on with Facebook. I'm embracing the change because it is better. Like, I love the interface better. It's just different and it's taking me some time to get used to. So anyway, welcome back to Wisdom Wednesday. My name is Nick Scott. I am a personal brand coach, and every single Wednesday I like to pop in on your timeline for just a few minutes to give you a piece of wisdom, some advice, some gold nuggets that I have picked up along the way through my entrepreneurship or my personal brand journey or just this journey called life. And every single week, what I love to do, what I like to do, is to simulcast. So I will be going live on Instagram and I will be live here on Facebook. So, like we do every week, we're going to pause for the cause, and I'm going to bring in my Instagram crew. Okay, here we go. Hey, Instagram, how y'all doing? Hey, Instagram, how are you? Welcome back to Wisdom Wednesday. Welcome back to Wisdom Wednesday. Y'all know I love to break out in song. I was just telling the Facebook crew that things on Facebook are different. Hello, hello. Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining. Instagram folks are coming in slowly but surely. I see y'all. How y'all doing today on Wisdom Wednesday? We are going to get into it today on this Wisdom Wednesday because, I'm going to take a break from talking about all things branding. I talk about personal branding all the time because, that's what I do. Like, I do personal branding, and so that's what we're going to talk about. But we're going to take a break from personal branding today. We are going to actually talk about your business today. We're going to switch things up, and we're going to be talking about a very fundamental practice in your business. And this fundamental practice is something that a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of small business owners, a lot of solopreneurs, even a lot of people who have $1 million businesses and whole teams. I am doing well. How are you? Doing well on this Wisdom Wednesday. I'm going to be talking about this fundamental business practice that folks just shy away from, and they have a huge aversion to. Like, they just like, you say the word and people start to cringe. And some people start hiding. Some people act like you speak in Swahili to them when you say this word, because that is how much they just hate having to deal with this part of their business. For Instagram, my name is Nick Scott. I am a personal brand coach, and today is Wisdom Wednesday, and every single Wednesday, I just like to pop in on your timeline for a few minutes to share a piece of advice, some gold nuggets, some wisdom that I've learned along the way. And today's piece of wisdom, y'all, is to stop stalling and to start selling. And the word that I was talking about is sales, because so many people don't think of themselves as salespeople. But I'm here to tell you right here today that if you are an entrepreneur, if you are going in business for yourself, You're a salesperson. I don't care what the product or service that you're offering is. You are a salesperson, and you have to get comfortable with the idea of selling people, right? And I have had sales experience in my background before. I was a salesperson at a Singular Wireless store back when Singular Wireless was a thing. I sold cell phones, both consumer and corporately. So I have that experience. I've sold so many things in my background. And even non-traditionally, I was a server for a long time when I was in college. So I was selling products and services as a server. In my corporate career, I frequently had to sell myself as a professional. So sales is something that we do every single day, but a lot of people don't understand or make the connection that every time I step out of the house, every time I get on these lives, every time that I am not in the comfort of my own space, I'm selling something. I'm selling an idea. I'm selling myself. So as an entrepreneur, we have to stop stalling and start selling. We have to start selling not just our products and services, right? We have to start selling ideas. We have to start selling our stories. We have to start to sell those things that are going to make a connection with our audience. So if you don't believe that you're a salesperson, I challenge you right here, right now, today, to start to embrace the fact that you're a salesperson, that you are a salesperson. And I challenge you further to master the art of sales. Master the art of sales. Before you can really start to sell people on whatever it is that you're selling, your product, your service, your story, yourself, your Instagram profile, your Facebook page, whatever it is that you're trying to sell people on, you have to first understand, what is it about being a salesperson that makes you feel icky or whatever? Like, what is it? Is it because you had a bad experience with a salesperson? Because I'll be the first to admit, the moment that I feel like somebody's trying to sell me something, I shut that thing off quick. And I'm an entrepreneur, and I have been an entrepreneur, and I have sold many things in my life, and I still sell things. But as soon as I feel like I'm being sold, I shut it off. But there's other times, right, where there'll be a salesperson and they're clearly out to get a sale, and I'm all in. I'm all in. What is it? What's the difference between those two? I can speak for myself, but you'll have to understand for your own self, why is it that the words sales and when you're being sold, why is it that you just shut down like I do? Like I take on a completely different demeanor, right? If I go up into the Costco, and you know they have the little people at the front of the store trying to sell you stuff, like my whole demeanor changes. It's like, no sir, ma'am, like, do I look like I feel like being sold to today, right? But why is that? Is it their approach? Could it be their approach? Could it be the fact that cable salesperson at Costco or whatever it is that they're selling, could it be that person only has one agenda? Their only one goal and agenda is to sell me a product. It's not to find out what my needs are, because you know what? If you're coming up to me talking about cable, I'm not even interested in cable. But you approaching me talking about cable, and that's not what I need. So you're not speaking to my need. You speaking, but you're not speaking to my need. You're not speaking to the thing that is going to make me stop and listen to you, right? So it could be their approach, right? So what is your approach? What is your approach with your audience? Are you approaching your audience with only one intention, and that is to get them to buy the thing, the service, or the product that you're selling? Or are you approaching them with a solution to a problem? Your audience has some things, they have some questions that they need answers to, and they have some problems that they need resolutions to. And if you're approaching it just trying to push your product or service down their throat, they're going to shut down. They're going to shut down. So think about, what is it in your experience with salespeople? What turns you off about salespeople? And whatever that thing is that turns you off about salespeople, maybe you should come up with a strategy so that you're not that way with your customers, with your clients, with your target audience. Because chances are, if the approach of a salesperson only being interested in closing the deal and the transactional side of sales, if that turns you off, chances are that it will turn your audience off, that it will turn your customer off. What value are you bringing to the table, right? We can go back to the cable person at Costco. What value are they bringing me, especially if I don't even need cable, if I already have cable, or if I don't own a home? You asking me about a home owner, like, how do you even know I own? Like, you don't know anything about me, but you're trying to sell me. I hope that's not how you're running your business. I hope that you are finding out as much as you can about your target customer, as much as you can, so that when you approach them, they're not acting like me. They're not acting like, excuse me, ma'am, sir, what are you even talking about? I don't even need what you're selling. I don't even need that. You have to speak to them from a different place. I hope I'm making sense. You have to speak to them from a different place. And I'll say this, the best salespeople are those people that know how to build relationships and make connections. They're not interested in that transactional side of sales. They're interested in the longevity and the relationship of sales, because that's what sales is. It's a connection. It should be a journey. Your sales experience in your business should be a journey. So if you're hesitant to ask for the sale in your business, right? Because we're all selling something. We are all selling something. I'm selling personal branding courses. I'm selling coaching. I'm selling digital products. We are all selling something. So if you get to the point and you are afraid to ever ask for the sale, why? Like, why is it? Is it something that's internal and has something to do with your experience with salespeople? Are you truly that afraid that somebody's going to say no? I mean, what is it? Like, why are we afraid to ask for the sale? Because the truth of the matter is, without selling our products and services, our businesses are not going to grow. We're not going to make money for our businesses. And if you are an entrepreneur and you're not making any money, then you're not really an entrepreneur. You just have a very expensive hobby. And we're not here to have very expensive hobbies. We are here to generate some type of revenue, some type of income. And hopefully, if you're like me, you want to replace your full-time job with your side hustle or your entrepreneur venture, right? So why are you afraid of sales? Why? Like, that's a real question. What is it about selling that makes you afraid? What is it about being sold to that makes you shut down? And especially if the person who is approaching you for the sale, let's forget about the Costco cable guy for a second. But let's talk about the salesperson or the person who has genuinely provided you with value. They have given you evidence that what they're selling can actually help you. Even in those cases, we still shut down. Why is that? We've already been shown that what this person is offering can actually help us, can actually make our lives better. But we still shut down. So there's 2 or 3 things that I talked about here today. The first one is I really want you to unpack why do you have such an aversive reaction to sales? Like, really think about that. Pull out your journals later on this evening or in the morning and unpack that a little bit. Why do I have such an aversive reaction to sales? We will say that we're every other thing in our business. We're the CEO, we are the marketing person, we are all these other things, but we'll never ever call ourselves the salesperson. Right? Like, sales is not sleazy. And as long as you're stalling with sales, your business is not going to grow. So the first thing I need you to do is just unpack that. Like, really, what is that mind block? What is that roadblock in your mind that's keeping you from moving forward to A, becoming the best salesperson that you can be, and B, accepting sales from other people? That's two sides of the coin, right? So unpack that a little bit. And then I want you to really come up with a strategy and a plan on how you can start to be a better salesperson. How can you start to be a better salesperson? The worst salespeople are only transactional focused. That's all they care about is the transaction. That's it. All they want to do is close the deal. Always be closing, right? The ABCs of sales. Any salespeople in the house? ABCs, always be closing? No, ma'am. Don't always be closing. ABC, always be connecting. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tamaya says she needed this conversation. ABCs, we're not going to be doing the old ABCs of yesteryear of the 90s when I started selling. I started selling stuff back in the 90s. We're not doing that. ABCs, always be closing. Always be connecting. How are you connecting with your target audience? How are you making meaningful connections with them? What are you doing? So come up with a strategy for that to become a better salesperson. Because without sales, I'm telling you, your business is just a glorified, expensive hobby. That's it. If you are not making money in your business, it's a hobby. And somebody told me that once before, years ago, and I was offended, and I probably almost cried because I was like, no, like, I love what I'm doing and I'm passionate about it. And I really want to help people, but I wasn't making any money. So it was just a hobby. And we're not here to have a bunch of hobbies, y'all. That's not what I'm here to do. And I know that's not what you're here to do. So find out why you have such an aversive reaction when people try to sell you or when it's time for you to make a sale. Maybe you need to be doing things that are offering more value to your audience. Maybe you need to think about ways that you can connect with your audience more. How can you further connect with your audience besides talking about your products and services? People like to do business. Let me back. People like to buy. Okay? People like to buy from people. They don't like to buy from businesses and brands. They like to buy from people. That is why influencer marketing is so huge. That is why huge billion-dollar corporations hire influencers to sell their products. Because people like to buy from people. They don't like to buy from businesses. And people don't like to be sold to. They don't want to be closed. They don't want to be closed. They want to be connected with. So how can you connect with your customers? on a deeper emotional level. Because like I said, your customers, your clients, they have questions. You have the answers. You have the answers, or you wouldn't have a business. Your customers and your clients, they are seeking solutions. And here is the harsh reality. If they're not getting the solution and the answer from you, they're getting it from somebody else. Let me say that to Instagram. If your customers, your target audience is not getting their answer from you or their solution from you, they are getting it from somebody else. Why? We have to start to answer those questions. We have to stop stalling in our businesses, and we have to start selling. You have to embrace the fact that sales is a part of your job. You have to start asking for the sale. But you have to do it in a way that's not off-putting, right? Nobody wants, I'm not a transaction. Like, I'm a person. I have feelings. I have emotions. So how are you connecting with that with me? Think about your favorite brands or your favorite products. What is it about that brand or that product that makes you so loyal to it? I think I have tapped myself out with this one, y'all. The bottom line is y'all got to stop stalling and start selling. As we head into 2021, and we are headed there fast and furious. It is almost the end of October, okay? As we head into 2021, what are you going to do about the sales segment of your business? What are you going to do about it? We love to do the marketing. We love to do the branding. We love to get on social media and create beautiful pictures looking, in our bikinis or whatever. We love to do that stuff. But when it comes to the sales part, we just, we're soft about it. We'll go hard in the paint, y'all, with our Instagram stories and our TikTok. Hard in the paint. But when it comes to the sales side, we start getting soft. Why? We got to figure that out. We got to figure that out so we can win. We have to figure it out so we can win. We cannot win if we are not embracing all that is our business. Okay? So this has been another segment of Wisdom Wednesday. My name is Nick Scott. I am a personal brand coach. And if you found this chat helpful, make sure that you share it with a friend. Tag somebody and let them know that they need to stop stalling and start selling so that we can win. We need to win, y'all. I'm ready to win. I'm a winner. Let's win. Let's go get it. Y'all ready? I'm ready. Let's go.